I'm a card maker. That's what this channel is all about. I want to give you honest and real feedback about a new little guy I have in my craft room. I want you to picture a laser cutter and a Cricut, and it had a baby. And I'm even going to show you a couple of projects. I'm going to show you how I made this social media counter. This is actually a counter for YouTube of my subscribers. And then we're also going to try out the blade feature. Normally anything that I would cut like vinyl or anything like that, I'm going to pull out my Cricut. Paper, if I want to make some kind of crazy layered card, but I don't want to do it on my own, I pull out my Cricut. But we're going to use the Xtool M1 with the blade feature, and we're going to see how that works. Is it as good as a Cricut? Because if it is, that's great, because I have one machine that does it all. And you're like, okay, well, you're a card maker. What in the world do you do with a laser cutter? Well, I made this it's a Christmas ornament. I made it for every member of my family. Say hi. This is a gift tag holder. The gift tag, it's all made out of wood, and the gift tag goes right in the inside. This is a gift tag holder, and you can pull it open and put the card in there and then put it back, and you can paint all these. You can paint, do whatever. This is going to be a place setting for Thanksgiving, and I'm going to engrave names on it so everybody knows where to sit, like I have so many people coming over. This is a gadget I made for my daughter's teacher. It's an apple with the teacher's name, and it says, "I am thankful for you because," and then you spin it and gives you answers. So this is like an interactive thing. This is a gift card holder. This is a gift card holder. I have been having like, my whole room smells like wood, and I gotta say I like it. So I'm gonna talk to you about this new tool. Is it worth it? What do I think about it? Being a crafter, I am not some industrial woodworker or anything like that, but I'm gonna get really down nitty gritty with you all in today's video. So hang with me, let's get to it. So this is the Xtool M1. Comes in a nice box. It's packaged very safely and securely. And when you open it, you can see all the stuff is inside. It comes with the 2 cutting mats. That's what's used for the blade feature, which is something the Glowforge doesn't have. This has the laser cutter, but also the blade feature. So this is my Xtool all set up. You get the Xtool. Ignore the riser that's on the bottom that's lit up. That's an additional thing I got, and I'll talk about that in a second. Another additional thing that I got is the Air Assist, which is this little guy right here. I had to enlist the help of my husband to put this together because this goes beyond the spectrum of what my brain can do. So what the Air Assist is it's basically something that goes right next to the laser, and it blows out a lot of air as you're laser cutting, and that prevents wood from scorching. If you were to get something in addition to the Xtool, it would be this. I've tried it with and I've tried it without. And if you don't have it, you either have to mask off your wood or you have to have burning all over your wood. I also have the air filter. It comes with this little hose that goes through the back of the filter into the back of the machine. You can also get a hose and vent out from the back of your machine to your window if you don't have the filter, but I purchased the filter as well. So this thing on the bottom that's all lit up, that's actually the honeycomb riser panel. So what it comes with is this honeycomb thing, and I like it because it has magnets that fit into the little holes of the honeycomb. It helps hold everything in place, and also all my bits will fall down to the bottom. In addition to that, it lifts everything up. So I will be creating tumblers, and there's a little rotary tool right over there to the right, and that's something extra that I bought for a totally different video. But this allows you to create tumblers and mugs and things like that. So in order to use that, I needed to rise up my Xtool. So that's basically what that whole bottom part is. So that is called the honeycomb riser. Your Xtool itself comes with just the Xtool at the top, not the riser. It comes with your cutting mat. So you're able to laser cut and you're able to blade cut right out of the box. You don't need anything additional. I went on to the internet and I was scrolling around and I was looking for counters, and holy crap, they're so expensive. That is ridiculous. Enter my Xtool. So I went ahead and made my own social media YouTube counter. This is an SVG file I have. I can go ahead and edit it how I see fit. I am going to engrave the numbers because I found that they're easier to show. And I'm going to use the laser. So there's all these different options here, but we're working with the laser right now. So I'm going to make sure my laser is checked. I'm using 3mm basswood plywood, so it automatically puts everything in for me. I'm going to use the settings that they recommend for the basswood. And then I'm just going to make sure everything else is checked. Now I'm working off of 12 by 12 wood, so I need to go ahead and put that into my Glowforge, which I'll do in just a second. I want to customize this a little bit, so I'm going to put the YouTube logo onto my counter there. So I'll just go ahead. I uploaded it straight off of Google. I traced it. It's all included in the Xtool Creative Space software. And then I'll go ahead and place it where I want it to be. And instead of engraving, instead of scoring, I want it to engrave. It gives a really nice look. So now's the time where I load up my wood into my Xtool, and there's a camera on the inside of the Xtool. So when I click refresh back on the design space, I need to turn on my air assist, which I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to turn on the filter. And then I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like with the air assist and the filter and the Xtool on. That's not too bad, right? So once I click refresh, the camera is in the Xtool, the machine is on, everything's ready to go. I just need to make sure everything is set and fit onto the wood. So I'm just moving things around. Very intuitive. If you've got a Cricut or a Silhouette or dealt with any design studios, it's all the same. And then I'll go ahead and click ready to cut, and it shows you everything that you're going to cut. So you click the little button and there goes the cutting. So this right here probably took about an hour and one piece of wood. And then look how great that cuts. All that it cut everything. I have no issues whatsoever. And all I've got to do is assemble my counter, and then I'm left with this beauty. I love it. I also am going to try out the blade feature for the first time. So I'm just going to cut some HTV with the blade feature, something I have done on my Cricut hundreds of times. Let's see how easy it is to cut HTV and create your own, I don't know, let's make a shirt. Let's make a shirt, shall we? Okay, so this is one of the mats it comes with. It comes with two mats. It's both sticky on both sides because you can stick your mat down into your Xtool. Since I upgraded and got the honeycomb filter, I have to do a little something different. But if you don't have the honeycomb filter, you have a very flat surface, so the sticky part will stick right on the surface and nothing will shift around. So I'm going to cut a piece of my HTV. There's a matte side and a glossy side. And we're going to put it on the sheet or on the cutting mat, glossy side down. This is just regular HTV vinyl. So I'll go ahead. It's sticky on both sides, remember. So the bottom is stuck to your Xtool surface, and then I'm putting glossy side down and it sticks right in place. But since I have the honeycomb surface, I actually have to use some tape and hold it in place that way. If you don't have the surface, it automatically sticks because it's a smooth surface and you're good to go. But if you do have the honeycomb, just know that you have to tape it down. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to blade cut, and I'm using the HTV vinyl, so that automatically loads the settings in for you. As soon as you close the lid on your Xtool, it takes a picture. There's a camera in there, so it automatically recognized my cutting mat and where I put the vinyl. So now I just upload my design that I'm using to the design space or creative space or whatever this is called, and just get it on there how you want it to be. Make sure you've got it set to blade cut. Everything is good to go. So easy. Go ahead and hit process. Then you click your button on your Xtool and it goes ahead and cuts. Super easy, super fast. This was a very simple design. Once you're done, I took the mat out of the Xtool. I just thought this was easier, brought it to my surface, and I start this weeding, which is absolutely not my favorite thing in the world to do. But I go ahead and weed out the design, and I actually have a Cricut heat press from back in the day, so I line it up on a hoodie, center it as best as I eyeball it. I hope it's center. And then I set my heat tool for, I don't know, about 35 seconds. And then I just peel off all of the clear packaging stuff. You like my technical term there? And done. This is my hoodie. I love it. It's so cute and cozy, and I dig it. And it cut just as good as my Cricut. Yes. Let me go over the likes I like about the Xtool, and then I'll talk about the cons. I like that it's a 10-watt laser, so things go a lot faster. I like that it's a hybrid, so you can laser cut and you can blade cut, which is nice. It comes with the cutting mats and everything, so you really can use it out of the box. If you're going to use a laser cutter, you just probably need to buy wood. I did find very inexpensive wood off of Amazon. It's $25 for 10 pieces of wood versus proof grade material, which is almost $20 for a piece of wood. And I'm using Bass plywood that I get off of Amazon. I'm happy to link it in the description for you. It's definitely cost effective. I like how intuitive the software is. So once I went in there, I knew exactly how to upload my information, my images, my designs, and I knew how to crop things down to size. It was just very intuitive to me. So I liked the interface of it. I like the size of it. It's perfect for crafters. It has a cover on it, which is very important to me because I don't need all that stuff floating out in the air. I like that it does have a lot of extra add-ons. But again, it does come at a price. So the Xtool M1 comes with just the Xtool itself. The things I have gotten to go in addition to the Xtool, I've gotten the Air Assist tool, which I think honestly is a must. It's a must unless you want to put paper or masking paper on every piece of wood before you cut it. And I also got the filter. Again, you can filter out the window if you want, but I didn't want to, so I got the filter. The honeycomb riser is probably something I would consider if I was you getting last after you get all the other things if you want it. If you're not going to do anything with height or if you're not going to do tumblers, you don't need it at all. Let's talk about the cons. Putting the Air Assist filter was not easy. It was not intuitive to me, so I did have to get my husband. The online catalog that Xtool offers, they really don't have a lot of designs. Most of the time I go to Etsy, I buy my own SVG files. They usually come with commercial usage and it's no big deal. I'm not going to design my own SVGs. It's not worth it to me. Plus SVG files are under $5 usually on Etsy. But all in all, from an honest review from a little peon person who has no technical skills whatsoever, no assembly tools, no nothing, what do I think about it? I really like it. I really like that it has the option to blade cut as well as laser. And I like that it has the option to do tumblers. They have an additional rotary kit for anybody that wants to do tumblers or mugs or anything like that. I like that that is an option in this. I love that there's a blade feature. So perhaps this would actually take the place of my Cricut because it's a blade. It cuts, does it well. Not sure why I need a Cricut. On top of that, I like the laser. I like the 10 watt. It seems to go a lot faster. It always has cut through. I have never not had the laser cut through except one time when I forgot to set it to cut. I left it on score. That's my fault. The wood that I use, which is straight off of Amazon, it has cut beautifully every single time. Another thing I like about it is their materials are actually very affordable. Surprisingly enough, they are quite affordable. So they have a whole materials section where you can get vinyl and all kinds of stuff. Feedback or my ultimate review or my thoughts on what I think about this from a crafter. I'm just a crafter. I pay with paper and stamps and ink. I really, really like it. If you wanted to enter into the world of laser cutting, and if you wanted to enter into the world of, making your own things to sell, it's a really good way to make a little bit of money. It really is. I've sold quite a bit of these social media counters, and I really have not publicly even talked about them until right now. So they just people happen to see it in a photo or something, and I'm getting emails. So it's really fun. I remember when I first learned about laser cutters, I'm like, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with a laser cutter? I have made social media counters that I'm selling. I have custom gift card holders that I'm selling. I have this super cool teacher gift that's interactive that you can spin. I'm selling those too. These are all super cool things that I never, ever, ever would have made if I didn't have the laser cutter. And what I love about the M1 is it's a hybrid. So I can also do the job of my Cricut too. So it's one machine that does it both. Let me show you some other things that I've made with the Xtool as well. This is so cute. So this is actually an advent calendar. It's got some details on it. It's hard to see. I scored in some details here, but it's actually a Santa chimney. So here he is at the top, and this is actually the advent. So when you pull the pegs out, he begins to drop. So every day he'll drop a little more, and then by the 25th day, he'll be sitting in the chimney. How cute is that? Clearly, I'm having a blast. This is a gift card holder I actually made for my brother, so I was able to customize it, and it looks like a present. You lift off the top, and there's his gift card. I like my coffee hot like my husband. Yep, made that sucker. Isn't that cute? This is a customized phone holder that I made using my logo. I borrowed my son's phone so I could demonstrate what the phone looks like in the holder since I film with my phone. Look at that thumbs up, baby. This is a coaster. and I just engraved right on it, and it's sitting there with my coffee cup for staging purposes. She shed sign, a little trinket tray to put all my doodads in, and of course the social media counter that I already made earlier in the video. So I love this tool. I cannot even begin to recommend it enough. I am having a blast. If you have any questions or if you want to see anything further about this machine, let me know in the comments below. I do have a special discount code for you if you are interested in purchasing something for yourself. So be sure to get that information down in the description below. And thanks guys so much for joining me. I had a blast. See you next time.